Hello and welcome to the last tackle inside England. We're here at England men's training camp here in Wigan. I'm joined by England prop Chris Hill and unfortunately he's out through injury, Alex Walmsley. Gents, thanks for joining us. Chris, only one place to start. What a performance on Saturday.
Yeah, it was. A lot of people saying obviously they weren't expecting that. I didn't think we expected it to be a bit of a runaway like that. We knew it was going to be tough, and it was for the first 20, 25. I think we really set a platform. But no, what a way to start. There was a lot of pressure on us. Everyone was telling us how good Samoa were and they were favourites. But we knew the belief within our camp, and we went out there and delivered.
I watched your post-match interview. You said that was a statement that you lads put on Saturday. Yeah,
it was. And I said it as well in the interview. I'm sick of some of the press over here and people and ex-players as well, game behind other nations and not our game and our Super League competition as well, and yeah, a bit of slagging off and going for other nations. I think it's just a bit disrespectful really. I think we should get behind it, and people complain about not growing our game over here. I don't think we're ever going to grow it with people whinging and moaning.
Alex, you're nodding your head there.
Yeah, no, I think the pleasing thing for me was the statement it was made, and Chris is absolutely right. We went in as underdogs at home World Cup in the opening game against Samoa, and I just think, look, the pleasing thing about the performance for me was that, like Chris said, we put them to the sword, didn't we? And it was exciting, but we delivered on everything what we as a nation and as a competition in particular promised. You know, we were exciting, we was fast, but you know, people talk about how poor Samoa was, and I think that's probably where, again, I'd be insulted as a player, yeah. You know, as opposed to saying
that's
how good England was.
Yeah, I said that. I said that on the bench as soon as we finished. I said the only thing the press will come out with was Samoa had 2 bad injuries and they had a 10-minute sin binning. Nothing to do with how good we were, and that's all I've said. All Samoa can improve. Well, what about England? You know what I mean? What about us? I think we put on a show. Sean said it in our video then. We had that much pressure on us sat there, and look what we come and delivered, and nothing's been spoke about that.
I think for me as well, Samoa was poor because we made them poor, didn't we?
Yeah.
We put them to the sword, like Chris said. We went after them. You know, for our pack in particular, the way they went after their forward, just really put them to it and forced them to do what they did. I thought the way our outside backs carried the ball, the speed and the intensity they carried the ball, created that cycle. Excuse me. You know, it was always going to happen because, you know, you can tell the platform what we decided to make as a country, and it made them poor. You know, they're not a poor side. They're a good side, they're an exceptional side. They followed, you know, look at the names in the team. But
yeah.
I just,
8 NRL grand finalists. Everyone was talking about that before the game.
Exactly, and I just like the way that we made them look average, and that was because how good we was as opposed to how poor they was.
Was that winding you up, Chris, as a group beforehand? People weren't talking about England. We're saying Samoa are favourites for this game. Was that winding you up? Was that the team talk done in many respects?
Well, yeah, it didn't take much. I don't think Sean needed to take much to get us fired up. Obviously fired up anyway. It was like you say, it's been 5 years in the waiting. And yeah, first game, kick it off and Samoa, and yeah, everyone talked about them, but no, we went and delivered it. And yeah, they are going to get better. They're a team, like you say, full of stars. They'll keep growing within this competition, but the way we set off, they couldn't live with us.
And Alex, let's embarrass him. He had a good game, didn't he?
Yeah, no, I thought it was brilliant. I thought our pack as a whole was great, and I think Chris really led from the front in that aspect. You know, I think him coming back into the international scene this year and becoming part of the World Cup, when I look at our middles and we've got some fresh faces in there, shall we say, but you know, really exciting players. But I think having someone like Chris who's been there, he's been in the World Cup finals before, he knows what it takes in these games, and you know, for me, he was just done what he's always done, and he was a form front row for me this season in Super League, you know, up until his injury, and he come back and he was just as good then. So yeah, really happy to see Chris back playing for England and performing as well as he has done.
And it's a team game, of course, but there was some very good individual performances as well. How good is Jack Wellesby to play with?
Oh, he's unbelievable. He's like an old man in a young person's body, and you'll know him better than anyone. And his mannerisms and that, he just needs a flat cap and a racing post under his arm, and off he goes. But his knowledge of the game is so young. We've just done video this morning, and what he sees in front of him and the opportunities he took, some people, if they're not rugby knowledge, would struggle to see that, and the opportunity he takes is unbelievable and makes a lot of space as well for other players, and that's what he did at the weekend. And I thought all our outside backs, Sam, our spine was unbelievable, Mickey, Sam, and our halves. I thought George probably had his best game I've seen him for a long time. And I think, like I say, it was an all-round team performance.
How good is Jack Wellsby?
Yeah, for me, he's on the way to stardom if he's not already there.
Yeah.
He's an exceptional player. I'm so happy he's done it all year at St Helens. He's done it for the last couple of years at Saints, and he's come on and first opportunity in the England shirt, he's took it with both hands and was unbelievable. But I just want to echo what Chill said then. The outside backs and the spine in particular were just phenomenal. I thought the way we carried from a backfield, the way Tommy Makinson, Dom Young, Carl Watkins, Herbie Farmer, where they carried the ball and created those opportunities. When you got people like Jack and George Williams in the halves, and with Sam Tompkins there, it's always you're going to create opportunities. But as talented as they are, they've got the athleticism as well behind it to exploit those gaps. And we saw George busting through tackles, against front rowers, and he's running with such pace and ferocity there to bust through Marty Tapau, and create the Jack there pushing through the sport to score the try. It's exciting. Let's be excited about these players.
How good was Dom Young on Saturday?
Unbelievable. You saw glimpses of it against Fiji. I know we had a lot of interchanges and we didn't really look at the game because we had a 20-odd man squad playing out there. But some of the things he did there, I just thought, wow, he is a bit of a freak in nature. But then you look at Cal. What Cal's done, he's played back row most of the year. He's played spells in centre and then gone play international at centre, you know what I mean? And it takes some doing that international wise as well, because there's a lot of different aspects of your game you've got to adapt, the reads and stuff like that. And I thought he was outstanding, but yeah, all our backfield was brilliant. But it makes it a lot easier for us fatties in middle, because you don't need to get behind
You're
the
the
ball.
grafters.
Yeah, to get behind the ball.
Plaudits.
No, we don't, but to get behind the ball when Dom Young's tanking it back, it makes it a whole lot easier. We're not going back nowhere near as far. It is pretty exciting.
I think just jump in there, I think what shows about the team ethos as well is because it works in cycles, doesn't it? The forwards are working that hard defensively, they're getting off the line, they're getting stuck into some big forwards for Samoa, winning that early field position, making them kick on the back foot, and then when you got Dom Young catching the ball and Tommy Makinson and them charging up, that's where there's forwards and rewards for the graft and hard work they're getting in, seeing these young, big athletic wingers flying in, making them yards. I just thought as a whole team it just worked and we gelled and we just looked really, I've said it a couple of times, but really exciting.
It's nice to have a forwards union talking about backs.
It is, yeah. Me and Howie.
Say it to him.
No, won't say it to him, no.
This ain't going on.
Yeah, no.
Could cut all that.
We'll edit that bit out there.
Yeah.
But the stats are good as well. The number of sets completed, the number of metres gained as well. Your stats were very good on Saturday.
Yeah, well, we spoke about that 90% completion in a first test on home soil, like I said before, with all the pressure on us. I think it's pretty outstanding.
And that's a key to Sean as well, isn't he? He's been drilling that into us about completing
the completion, and we knew we needed to complete sets against Samoa, because if you cough that ball over in cheap places, they are going to hurt you with the amount of talent they've got. But no, I thought our kicking game, the way we finished sets, I thought it was outstanding.
Well, we talked about the hype, but we didn't put the ball away either, did we?
No, we didn't. No.
We threw the ball about, we was offloading, we were still pushing stuff, but we wasn't doing it unnecessarily, and I think that's the balance you need to find. You can't just go out and throw it willy-nilly, but I thought the way that we still attacked in his own yardage as well, was throwing the ball about and still to complete, it's good.
Final little chat about Samoa. I think it's going to hold you in good stead as well. Look at all the different people who scored. Jack got the first try, Dom Young 2, Tommy Makinson, Elliot Whitehead, he was on the show last week by the way, so it might be a good omen. Elliot Whitehead scored last week too. Callum Watkins.
I think you might need more than that to get me on that try.
Callum Watkins, Tom Burgess, George Williams, plenty of different scorers. That's going to hold you in good stead, isn't it?
Of course it is. And we've spoke about the whole show. We've got talent, we've got strike all over the place, and hopefully we see a bit more, some different strike this weekend against France, and then hopefully against Greece. The squad we've got, everyone's looking. Obviously, these 2 weeks get knocked off, and then we've got some exciting games hopefully coming up, and it's a squad that Sean can't probably nail down at the minute. You know what I mean? And we've people who played last weekend have got off on the front foot. but we've got two games now to get your teeth stuck into, so it's going to be interesting. Like you said, there might be a lot more scorers in the next couple of weeks, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe one.
This is your third World Cup, of course. Now you've got to put Samoa behind you, haven't you? And look ahead now.
Of course we have, yeah.
France.
Of course we have, yeah. France is a different challenge. Sean said the whole pressure on us is probably not there this week. We've got off to a good start, you know what I mean? And we've got to put pressure on ourselves to deliver another good performance and take our standards and what we've been doing in training, our standards, keeping them daily, but then taking them into the game. So pressure is still on us. We want to keep improving as a team. Like I said, we'll see more different faces, I imagine, this week. And we'll be ready to go.
I don't think complacency will be an issue, but obviously training under Wayne and being involved with the camp these last couple of years, I think that's something he won't allow to creep in.
Nah, we've done that today. The intensity today, we've really ramped it up, and like I said, Mick is coming in.
Like pre-season again, wasn't it?
It was pre-season again, and that's what he expects, and that's what he expects us on the training field, but on the game, and that showed last week. But we've got to keep doing that now for the next 5-6 weeks.
And what's he like working with, Sean?
He's brilliant. You know exactly where you stand. Whether you don't like the way you played, the good things, the bad things, he just says it how it is, which all the players need. He's been really good.
Obviously, you've worked with him. You did loads on Zoom, didn't you, during lockdown with Sean as well?
Yeah, he's wanted this for the best part of 3 years now, hasn't he? And we've been building towards this for a long time, and I think now it's here. Just being involved with Wayne as only, I suppose, on a few occasions, but you know how much it means to him, and you know how much he's going to give it his all 100%. And every single day we turn up for training, as the boys will not expect, they'll be expected to be up here, and he won't allow anything less. But that's where the performances come off the back of that. Working hard around training, delivering performances in training will result in performances at the weekend, and the blueprint's there already. We've started it, and look, it's exciting to watch, and I think the way Wayne, you can tell what it means to Wayne, you can tell how proud he is, and that's something he installed into us as players. Building up to it was how much it meant to him, and the more it means to him, the more it means to you as players.
And could that be that extra 5% later on in the tournament, do you think?
Perhaps, but I don't think we'll need it. You look at the way we started the World Cup, the way the boys ripped into Samoa. I think they've got that point to be proven already. And at home World Cup on home soil, it's going to mean the world to not just the sport, but I think as players and as a coaching staff and as a group of men who are involved with the England Rugby League, are going to be really wanting to get and give our sport a little bit of recognition for once. And Chris spoke about it at the start. We're just so happy to put our sport down on so many occasions, and I think this is a perfect opportunity to be really singing from the crowd, just sort of putting ourselves back into the spotlight where we deserve, where our sports deserves, and this is a perfect opportunity for it.
Final question on Samoa. Obviously a good crowd at St James's Park, about 45,000, 1.8 million peak on the BBC. A word on that crowd that got behind you.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. There were rumours, obviously, the 45,000-ish sold when we travelled up. So we knew it was going to be electric. Obviously, the lads have played there with the Magic Weekend. Obviously, you probably don't get all that one in at the same time. But no, I thought it was brilliant. They really got behind us. And I'm hearing it's going to be another good one Saturday, I think.
Well, let's turn our attention to Saturday. It's France at Bolton, a 5 o'clock kickoff. It's nearly a sellout as we record this as well, but tickets still are available to go and get behind England. Let's hear from England coach Sean Wade.
We're playing a different team, different challenge this week, but there's certain standards which we've all put on ourselves as a team, as a group, which we want to get better at. And without getting too technical in the detail, these two here know exactly what I mean. I think we need to get better at in attacking defence, certain English standards, which if we do that, then we'll go into the Greece game very, very confident. The team I picked for Samoa, it was very difficult to pick that team, because you look at the players I didn't pick, and they're all in really good form. So it wasn't easy conversations that day when I told them they were playing, and so I want to see them see how they go this week and see if our performance can improve. One thing we will not do is get carried away. We beat a Samoa team who were underdone. They didn't perform well at all. They can play miles better than that, but I thought we was outstanding. So we're not that type of people, the English, about going around patting each other on the back. We celebrated the win, but that's gone now. It's been all about improvement today. And, so I know where we're at. We beat the Samoa team that weren't really firing. But we beat them well and did a lot of good things in a pressure game. But we won't be walking around patting each other on the back saying, well done, job done. I think it's a sellout on Saturday. If it's not, I'll get your ticket and get down, because the way it's going to be a good game. The French, with Trent Robinson there and Laura and Longa, they're going to be challenging us, and it's going to be a test match, so as it was in France last year. So I'm looking forward to a real good night out.
That was Sean Wayne at his press conference. Right, Chris. France, a very, very different challenge. They beat Greece 34-12, but they certainly dominated the first half against Greece.
Yeah, they did. I managed to watch the first half. They're a difficult side to get hold of. They're very unpredictable. With Gigo, and obviously that's great fullback. They've got a lot of strike, and we've got to be very wary of that. They've got nothing to lose. They'll come to Reebok, obviously, in good spirits after a win. Like we said before, we've got to really be up for this and keep our standards high no matter who we're playing.
And how do you approach it?
Like we approach it's a test match. It's a test match in a World Cup. It's as important as it was last week, as it will the week after, you know what I mean? It's a test match, and we want to go there and put our best foot forward and get another great win.
And keep this momentum going as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We want to keep as Al spoke before, we want to keep the interest going and the excitement about this World Cup. You see about the negativity. We want to keep the boom going and let it roll on. And we're looking forward to Saturday night.
And I won't ask you this question because it's unfair, you're in the camp, but I think we'll probably see a few changes, won't we?
Yeah, I think so. Look, you're not going to win a World Cup with 17 players. We've got a squad of 24 for a reason. We've got some exceptional players who didn't play on Saturday, who I'm sure will probably get a look this week. And I'm excited to see a few of them. I'm excited to see Joe Batch get a shot, hopefully, if he gets picked. He's been unbelievable all year, and some other boys there who I think are close to getting picked will hopefully get an opportunity. And again, you don't win a World Cup with 17 players. We need a full squad effort, and some boys will come in and keep that standard high. There's no point beating Samoa by 60 points to 6 if you don't back it up against France, and which for a second I don't think will happen. We've got, like I said, Wayne will make sure that will happen, but I look at our squad, I look at the senior players in there, like Chris, like Sam Tompkins. They know what's expected this week, and they'll make sure the standards are as high as ever, no matter who they're playing.
Well, let's hear from the French camp now, and hear from their coach.
Catalans have had a fantastic few years. Toulouse, obviously, Super League experience this year. How strong is this France squad?
The best that France never had, I think. All the boys are full time, and they play in the highest competition in Europe. So I think there's no excuse for us. Again, I don't talk about the opposition. Greece will be a great team. England will be a great team, and Samoa as well. But if we focus on us, we've got a great players and great team.
How much of a special experience will this be for your players playing in this World Cup and the crowds, and obviously big games against England and Samoa especially?
Yeah, it's about us improving, as a staff, as a player, and the players will learn to play in the big stage against, I'm assuming when we'll play England, there will be full a lot of fans, 25,000 people in Bolton. So playing in that type of environment, the players will learn from that and will be better, and will keep on improving.
There's the views from the French camp, 5 o'clock at Bolton on Saturday night. Now, Lawrence, coach, you're going to be working with him next season, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm excited, to be honest. Obviously, Christian's moving on and Wello's becoming head coach, and Wello's been amazing. He's done his apprenticeship and he's done 8 years in assistant. But I should bring in a head coach to assist Wello in what's going to be the next transition for the club is exciting for us as players. He's done it at France, he's done it at Catalan. He's an exciting coach, and someone I'm looking forward to working with.
Because you've had an unbelievable few years at St Helens, haven't you?
Yeah, we've had a few good years, and we've been lucky enough to play in some really big games and come out and win in most of them. So Yeah, we've got a good blueprint at the club. What's working, you know, what we've done for the last few years is obviously working, and that's our, you know, ethos going forward as well. But yeah, no, we're certainly looking forward than backwards.
And what about you personally? Obviously, gutted not to be involved. How are you getting on with the injury?
Yeah, I was so good. You know, and I think watching Saturday really reinforced that for me. I was dead jealous. I won't lie. I was so jealous watching them, but you know, I was so happy at the same time watching as a spectator. You know, cheering on the lads. But yeah, no, I'd love to be involved in this. But yeah, the foot's coming on really well. Cleared by the specialist last week to start building up to run again. So hopefully in the next 3 or 4 weeks I'll be back to full fitness.
And I see you around the camp talking to all the lads as well, talking to Jack Welsby and Tommy Makinson. Good to catch up with the England lads?
Yeah, no, really good. First thing they said was how good it was without me. So
I miss my room, I miss my room.
At least Chills misses me. But yeah, no, it's good to see him. And I think one thing, obviously it comes off the back of a good win, but first thing I've noticed since coming in is everyone's got a big smile on their face. You can tell they're enjoying every minute and what's not to enjoy. It's a great team. It's some great staff involved in this setup, and you know, and people talk about it once they're finished, but these are the times what you really enjoy the most as players. And yeah, I can't be reinforced how jealous I am of these boys, but you know, really hopeful they can keep going as they've started, and you know, do what we've spoke about for a few years and bring that World Cup home.
This is your third World Cup, Chris. How is this camp?
Thanks for that. That makes me feel real old, that.
Well, no.
Thanks for that one.
You
look really old as well. You look really old.
I know, look
really old.
Not many people.
No, they've not. No, it's something special. Probably something I weren't probably looking at this year because obviously with my injury mid-year, I thought I was just getting back to some form, and then obviously went down in the Challenge Cup final. But injuries are part of sport, and I felt like I did enough to get back. And then obviously Sean rang me with a call, and it didn't take me long to say yes. You know what I mean? And like Big Al said, these are the best times of your career. You know what I mean? And you're a long time retired from international and rugby as well. So I want to grab this opportunity with both hands and bring some of that experience into the camp. Obviously with a couple of the inexperienced players coming in, the young faces, and just teach them a couple of tricks of the trade along the way. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing a few more games as well.
Does it feel a bit like unfinished business? I mean, 2017, we all know you're an ankle tap away. You're both in the squad then. 2013, a semi-final. Does it feel like unfinished business for you?
Yeah, it does. Well, hopefully third time lucky. Semi-final, final. Hopefully we'll go on and win it this year. It does, yeah. Being so close gives you that hunger and that drive to go and win it. And yeah, we've got the squad, as you can see. If not just as good as 2017, if not better, you know what I mean? So now we've got the belief within the camp. Like I said, we've just got to take it week by week.
And what does it mean to put on that England shirt?
Oh, it means everything. Doesn't matter who you're playing, where you're playing. You can play up backfield and put an England shirt on it. It's always special. I'm just lucky enough to have done it 30 times, you know what I mean? And now every time's been special. Do
you look back on 2017 as well and just think ankle tap away?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think Carl goes through there. He gives it a little on the inside and he goes under the sticks, and we're 6-0 with 5 minutes to go. We're in the ascendancy, aren't we? And who knows? But look, I think what that does, it makes it more exciting for this World Cup, doesn't it? You know, showing how close we got last time, and again, it's a game of inches. And you know, there's not much ever in these big games, and it proved in that night back in 2017. But just listening to Chris then and talking about the belief, I think that's the big key message. What this England team's got, it's got the belief that we can do it, and I think coming into it, and I hope that game on Saturday put that to bed, that sort of expectation of just because we're not playing in Australia and the NRL, I mean, I've got an NRL, you know, studded team, is that, you know, we're not going to be good enough, but we've showed that already, and you know, really exciting for what this club remains going to do. I really think they've got everything in their arsenal to get the job done and go all the way and create history. You know, and I said it before, but I'll say it again. I think our sport needs it, and not that you need any more profession.
No, absolutely.
But you know, I think
it's true though. It's true.
No, but we talk about it a lot. Often rugby league is the best kept secret, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's a brilliant sport to watch.
Centre stage, BBC every single game. You know, we're going to get millions of viewers. We had 2 million viewers nearly on the weekend. Look, I think what we saw in the summer with the women's Euros and what they've done and what they're going to do to their game in particular off the back of the successes they had. I think if we get a success here, then there's no reason why we can't go on again to another few more levels. What our game richly deserves.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something we're kidding ourselves or hiding. You know, this is a sport what's exciting and it don't get the recognition it deserves sometimes. But listen, we've got it right now. We're centre stage in the country. Woke up on home soil. It's exciting. So I just want everyone to get behind the team, keep filling out the stadiums. Let's make it a sellout on Saturday. You know, and just keep cheering the boys on to a World Cup.
I've got one question left for you, Alex. How good is it as well, but we've also not started yet, but in conjunction with the men's, we've got the wheelchair and the women's
Oh yeah,
World Cup as well.
Yeah,
It's the most inclusive sport going.
absolutely, and it was prudent of me not to mention, to be honest. And again, it's something we're really proud of, our inclusivity as a sport. We're a game not just for all sizes. You know.
Well,
We're
exactly.
not a game for all sizes.
Forwards union,
Absolutely, but you know, everyone's welcome to play our game. You know, and we show that with the women's, how we're getting behind the women's and the wheelchair, you know, what the PDRL are doing and LDRL as well. You know, we are a game for inclusivity and for everyone to get involved. We're a family sport. As physical and brutal it is on the pitch, off it, you know, we're one big family. And yeah, 3 World Cups at one time, home soil, exciting.
And as a final question to you, Chris, what would it mean to win it?
Oh, you can't even think about that at the minute, but it's a dream, innit? It's a dream. We'll go down in history. 50 years ago since we last won it. No, it's 5-6 weeks off that, but no, you can only dream of stuff like that. And we're working hard every day to make that dream reality. And trust me, every one of these boys will give blood, sweat and tears until we get to that final.
But you and the other 23 are here to win it.
100%. Else, there's no point being here. Yeah, we're all in. I can't emphasise that anymore. The way we train, things you do away from here, and no, we're looking forward to these next 5-6 weeks.
We'll finish on that note. Thanks ever so much for
No
joining us.
problem at all.
Well played on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
And good luck for the rest of the tour.
Cheers, thank you. Cheers, mate. Thank you.